Hey everyone, what is up? Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Today we got a live what sold on eBay. I haven't done a video in a few days, and I apologize about that. Things have been crazy over here. New year, just reorganizing things around the house, around storage unit. Been picking up some pretty good lots and stuff. I did a pretty good amount of Legos and Star Wars the last couple of weeks, and have been diving into buying shirts and things like that. Once again, I am Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Thank you all for coming. If you have any questions in the comments, please leave them in the comments below. If you're watching this on the back end, I really appreciate it. Click the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. I've been doing this eBay reseller Thrift Shop Hustler channel for almost a year now. I can't believe we're almost at 4,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate that. So let's get right into it. Once again, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. I really appreciate your guys' support and all that. Hello, Debbie Keith. Debbie Keith is in the chat. How you doing? And we're going to get right into it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through some of the sales I had this week. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. It's been about 4 days. So I definitely appreciate you guys coming and watching this live. And if you're watching this on the back end, I also definitely appreciate your support. Like I said, we're almost at 4,000 subscribers. It's pretty crazy to think about, and all that stuff. So let's get right into it, shall we? First up, we have this artist graffiti painting that I purchased in, I want to say I got this in 2008. It was, I want to say I paid like maybe $20 shipped. This artist is out of the UK. His name is Snub23. I used to be pretty heavily into street art and stuff like that. I used to buy and sell posters and things like that. And at that point, I really like this artist. I still really like this artist. I'm not sure what exactly he's doing these days because I haven't really checked up on that whole scene in a while. But like I said, I think I paid like $20 for this in 2008. And I like the piece, and it was hand done in stencils. Anyways, when I was moving, I went through a bunch of my art stuff, and I was like, oh, you know, I wonder if someone would want this. And anyways, I put it up for, I think it was like $100 at first, and dropped it down. I took a best offer for $50 the other day and stuff like that. Be promoted. Do you ever find artwork prints at Goodwill, Savings Center, or more so mom and pops? I find art all over the place. This wasn't found at the thrift store. This was purchased on my own. But I do find art, and if you've seen some of my videos before, some of the best things I've ever found have been at like mom and pop stores, because for the most part, even Goodwill doesn't know exactly about art. I think art is one of the most underrated or under kind of talked about thing in reselling, because I think there's so much of it, and for the most part, it's just like random people painting. There's like, you know, of course, there's like millions, if billions of people on Earth. You know, not everyone's going to be a good artist where people are going to know. One of the things, and I get asked this a lot because there's a lot of people that want to get into art, because basically you can go into any Goodwill, any thrift shop, and there's tons of art everywhere. And they're like, what do I do? You know, first thing you want to do is just, if you can Google the name, Google the name. And for me personally, I've been in the art business for a long time, and I don't know everything. But I know quality when I see it, and that's one of the major things. And you're like, oh man, Jackson Pollock, he just throws paint all over the place. How could that be quality? What I'm saying is, good art is good art. And when you recognize it, especially if it's original, I kind of know to take a second look at good art. Because there are some artists out there, like I think de Kooning is one of them, and what's the other guy, Miro. When you look at their art, you're like, wow, this is like a kindergartner like did this. So not always quality is going to be like, oh, this is what I can look at. But if you study art, you look at it long enough, you understand. If you go into a thrift shop, you look at something, you know that it's quality, or if it's something to just double check. If someone's name's on it, definitely look it up. A lot of some of the pieces from the early days, even newer ones, will have like a gallery stamp on the back. Sometimes a little post-it or whatever. But anyways, that's what you look for. I rambled enough about art. Next up is this Richard Petty 124 scale car. This was purchased on a lot of things. I think for this video, or for this pickup, I was called about a Coca-Cola collection. I ended up pulling this out of the Coca-Cola box, and there was nothing really crazy. And also, I did a video about how I cleaned up the sticker residue on the back because someone put the sticker residue on the back. I don't think I put a photo of that in here. But anyways, on the back end, I'll leave a link up here for that so you guys can see how to clean sticker residue off of pretty much anything that's not a paper surface or cardboard surface, but any kind of plastic, any kind of bubble, any kind of plastic, sometimes wood. But anyways, go check that out. I'll leave a link below or above here on the back end. But yeah, this was a pickup. Excuse me. I picked this up for, I want to say I paid $10. I might have paid $15 for this. When I scanned this on Amazon, the prices were pretty crazy. So I was like, oh, I definitely got to pick this up. It was pretty much in mint condition, thankfully. Because some of this stuff is hit and miss as far as die-cast cars. There's some 1/18 scale, which is larger. It's probably about a foot long. Some of those go for a good amount of money, but for the most part, you know, these are going to be hit and miss. Definitely scan them and look them up if you can, if you have the time. Like I said, I paid, I think, $10 to $15 for this. Took a best offer for $69.99 plus $17.99 shipping. The guy that bought this was emailing me left and right about purchasing this ever since I listed it, because I guess he was going to get paid. And those have been in eBay long enough. We know those people are like, oh my God, I really want this, but I'm not going to get paid till Friday. And I told him that, you know, just to wait, because if someone purchases something and then they don't pay for, I think it's 2 to 3 days, I have a non-paying bidder automatic thing that will do it. So I was just like, just wait. And he waited, and luckily he was able to get this. I took a best offer, and luckily it went to that guy. There was like a ton of watchers on this, so definitely look out for 1/24 scale NASCAR. There was a lot of these ones that were actually signed. This one wasn't signed, and that if this was a signed one, it probably would have went for, I think, another $100 more. But this thing was in mint condition. Also, if you can, as a pro tip, if you can open them up and look at the cars, because sometimes people will sell these and they're broken. I mean, even like a rear view mirror or like a tire, just check it. If you open it up, you'll know if it's damaged or not, for the most part. That's one of the things I want to say when you're dealing with model cars, and like Franklin Mints especially. Anyone that knows about Franklin Mints, 1/24 scale. And if you don't know about that, I should actually do a Know Your Stuff about that particular item. But anyways, Franklin Mints and Danbury Mints are notorious for things breaking. Bumpers, rear view mirrors, all kinds of things break off really easily, so definitely make sure you check that out. But this was a really good sale, so I was really excited about this one. This was a good flip. Next up, we have this dinosaur lot. This was kind of like some toy dinosaurs. I bought a huge Lego collection the other day, and if I can remember, I will put a link to that Lego collection video up here for people that are watching on the back end. Definitely go and check that out. And what I did, so I got all these Legos, and one of the processes is that I sort them all out. And I should probably actually do another video. People keep asking me to do certain videos for things that I do. And one of the things is how I organize my Legos when I get collections, because I do buy Lego collections quite frequently, to be honest. And so I get asked a lot about how I do this. But anyways, back to this lot. Inside that Lego collection was these figures. So basically, when I did all the separating, I put all the dinosaurs to the side, and I listed these for $19.99. I took a best offer today for $14.99 plus $5.99 shipping. To me, when I see this kind of stuff, it's pretty much free money, because I consider the Legos all the initial investment. So if there's like action figures, Hot Wheels, like any random stuff in that collection of Legos, because usually if you buy a Lego collection, I'm going to be straight up with you guys, you're going to find like broken pieces of toys, trash, all that kind of stuff in there. And so this was, I pieced all these together and did a little auction. I saw that people were actually selling these fairly cheaply, because I guess there's someone out of China that's creating these or whatever, but someone took a best offer for, I think it was like $19.99 with shipping, so that was pretty good. Like I said, I consider this pretty much free money when you look at this kind of stuff. Next up is Star Wars Micro Machines. I actually might make a Micro Machines video today. I haven't did a Toys R Us Tuesday in a while. Every Tuesday, I would do a Toys R Us video where we take a trip back in time. And I think I actually might do a Micro Machines video after this one. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, I purchased a large collection of Star Wars figures. I paid $200. I think I paid $200. Yeah, I paid $200, and it was just a huge, crazy collection of Star Wars figures. And if I can remember, I will put a video up here to that Star Wars collection so that you guys can check that out. That was actually a really cool find. I love Star Wars figures and stuff like that. But anyways, Micro Machines. There's some Galoob Micro Machines. These are from 1995, 1996. There are some of the vehicles of these that are worth a couple $100, $150. Some of these packaged ones are pretty good. I didn't have any of the super rare ones, but definitely look out for that. So, like I said, this was... I wish when I got the collection, I would have done a, like... So when you buy a collection, like, let's say I got all this Star Wars stuff for $200. And this is a shout out to 19th Vintage, who was like, this is how you determine if it's worth buying a collection. So $200, you basically count up all the stuff that's in the collection as a unit. So like, you know, if there's like 40 action figures plus this, you all count them as a unit. So when I broke this all down, I didn't even count them all, but I should have. I probably was like maybe $2 or $3, if even that, if even less than $2 a unit. So, you know, $12.99 plus shipping on this was definitely a good deal. And I bought specialty shipping boxes for these because they're kind of weird shaped, but always have a different, always, for my personal opinion, is definitely have different size boxes in your, if you're doing this, if you're taking this reselling seriously, have a ton of different size boxes and stuff like that. That's what I do. You can also Frankenstein a box, but I like to have crisp, clean boxes for this kind of stuff for sure. And speaking of Star Wars Galoob, these Stormtroopers, I've seen these sell individually for about $30. And I want to say I took a best offer for this. I did not quite get $30 each for these. And we got a couponer from Brooklyn in the house. Hello, how are you? I want to say I took a best offer for 30 something on this. Like I said, I was like literally $2 a unit on the Star Wars collection, so I just wanted to blow out as much stuff as possible. And what's going to be left of the Star Wars collection, I'm probably going to do an offer up, just so that I can at least recoup my money back and then sell the higher end things out of that collection. That's usually what I do. So just real quick to reiterate, I bought a huge collection of Star Wars figures for $200. This is kind of my game plan. I go through everything. I pull out all of the higher end things that sell, and then whatever's left, I usually bulk that up for offer up and Facebook Marketplace so that someone can pick it up locally. And what's great about that is I usually try to get the amount that I've purchased. So like if I got the whole collection for $200, I will pull out all the good stuff and then sell what's left for $200. And then usually, or, you know, around that area, that's usually my game plan, so that I at least recoup the money I got back. Plus I got all the good stuff to sell for the profit. And that's actually worked out pretty good for me over the years, that kind of game plan. Next up, we have this Smash Brothers Wii game, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Any Smash Brothers game on Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo 64. Though, if you see that title, definitely pick it up if it's cheap. I got this one for $2, and this one had a pretty clean disc. It didn't have an instruction. So also, here's the thing about selling video games. I'll give you guys a kind of a pro tip that those that don't know about selling video games is video games are usually going to come with the box, that plastic case, like a DVD, the game, which is the disc, and also instructions. So those are 3 things to say it's complete. This isn't complete. So in the title, as you can see here, I said missing instructions. Excuse me, I got a froggy in my throat. And so, like I said, I paid $2 for this at a thrift shop. Sold for $16.99 plus $2.99 shipping. Next up, we also have this PlayStation 2 game. Now, for the most part, I'm going to tell you guys, like a pro tip, PlayStation 2 games aren't going to be worth a lot of money, but definitely scan them. I would stay away from 99% of the sports games in PlayStation 2. Those are pretty much junk. But if you see random weird PlayStation 2 games that look kind of weird, definitely scan them. 99% of the time, sports games in PlayStation 2 aren't going to be worth anything, so just remember that. Tuck that nugget in the back of your head. There are a few exceptions. I think there's like some rare soccer games and everything like that, but definitely scan them if you have the time. This was bought sight unseen for $2 at a yard sale last week, and this sold for $19.99 plus $2.99 shipping. This was a rare, kind of a rarer PlayStation 2 game, so that was a pretty good flip. I love video games. They're so easy to ship and flip. Next up, we have this Coca-Cola bottle, and this one was part of a collection I bought, and I listed a bunch of these for $9.99 plus $11.99 shipping, because these things are kind of heavy. I do seal these up. I vacuum seal these up and bubble wrap them, and everyone, knock on wood, has been pretty good so far. And let's see here. I will also, and this is part of a collection of Coca-Cola things, and what I'll do is I'll put another card up here on the back end so that you guys can see that collection I purchased. So that was that. I still have a few of these bottles left. When I bought these, I thought this was going to be a home run. A lot of these bottles sat and didn't really sell. So just make sure, you know, when you're buying Coca-Cola sealed bottles, I'm telling you, for the most part, they're not going to be worth it unless you can get them for dirt cheap. I think I got these for less than $1 a piece. So $9.99 plus $11.99 shipping. And like I said, these things have been selling, you know, here and there. We got Daniel Lozano has a question. He says, I have a VCR for sale on eBay. What do you think they're waiting for? Do you think it's a good idea for higher price or leave it alone? Yeah, you know what? I'm not too familiar with VCRs. I'm not the right person to ask. I do like the high-low theory. I do have a high-low theory, and my high-low theory is that if you get something new, I mean, if you get any kind of item, list it with a buy it now at a high price, because you never know who's going to buy it. If it doesn't sell within a week or two, you can always drop the price and then work with the price. I know that's not, a lot of people don't use that kind of theory, but that's what I do. It's called the high-low theory. And for anything that is pricey, I price it high. Hey, we got Mischievous. I can't even say that. Maul is in the house. Hi, Maul. How you doing? Hope everything's going good. But anyways, Coca-Cola stuff. I probably wouldn't touch this stuff if I came across it. But what's crazy about the Coca-Cola collection is I did learn a ton about, you know, Coca-Cola, things with that. Next up, we have this DVD. I'm just saying, you guys, you know, we're still selling DVDs. We trickle them out, you know, every once in a while. This one sold for $9.99 plus $2.99 shipping. And definitely look out for out-of-print DVDs. Those are still selling pretty well. Michelle M is in the chat room. How you doing? How you doing? Next up, we have this Star Wars trilogy, Wicket. This came from the Star Wars collection. Like I said, I put a bunch of stuff. I scanned pretty much all the stuff I could scan out of that Star Wars collection, and I pulled out some of the figures that were selling for like $10 or higher consistently, and I put those all on eBay. And I sold one of them. I think I took a best offer for $9.99 plus $5.99 shipping. So to go back to the box situation, I have specialty boxes for action figures, and I definitely highly suggest, if you're into reselling and you get action figures from time to time, definitely pick up I want to say it's a 10 by 6 by 4 box. Also have a bunch of those on hand, because when it comes to shipping, you just want to have different size boxes. I can't say that enough. Like, I love my boxes, and a lot of people will say, if you look at my feedback, a lot of the feedback is great packaging. I take pride in my packaging, to be honest. And we got Redneckerson's resales in the house. How you doing? How you doing? You know that. But yeah, definitely still selling the Star Wars stuff. And we definitely had some Amazon sales. We won't go through that right now because there wasn't a ton of those. But yeah, once again, you know, I really appreciate you guys watching. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button today. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. If you're watching this on the back end, you've had any questions or anything about anything during this video, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everyone who stopped by for the chat. We have Turtle Trader, Red Neckerson's Resales, Michelle M. We got Maul. We got Daniel Lorenzo, Be Promoted, Debbie Keith. I really appreciate your guys' support. And like I said, click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, because we're almost at 4,000, man. Let's get there. 4,000 by the end of the month. That's not going to happen, but it's nice to think about. So yeah, that's for sure. Anyways, guys, have a great day. There's going to be another video. I'm going to do another video right now after this. It's not going to be a live show, but it's going to be about, we're going to do a Toys R Us Tuesday. I haven't done one of those in a while. So like I said, once again, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell if you guys haven't already. And I really appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. Have some great sales out there.